Hello, welcome to another video here on Lissa's Raw Food Romance. My name is Lissa and I've been following a raw diet since 2014. Today I'd like to answer this question. This person asks Lissa, how do you make it work in any situation? And they mean raw. How do I make raw work in any situation? So let's dive into this topic in this video. Thank you again so much for joining me for another daily video here on my channel. I appreciate you so much. Don't forget, we have the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle is coming on May 1st. So pause the video, set an alarm in your phone for May 1st. Come back to my YouTube channel, watch my Instagram at Raw Food Romance, join our email list, and come back on May 1st so you can get the link to buy the 2026 Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. It's coming soon. Again, May 1st. Keep that in your mind. We are very excited. We are releasing 3 ebooks in that bundle. The Pause Please Perimenopause book with recipes to support perimenopause, and there's a lot of information in there as well. Nate's new Raw Recovery for dental recovery. If you have dental surgery or a tooth pulled or whatever, it's also about dental care. There's some recipes in there to help you stay raw after dental surgery as well. And the Make It Raw 5 that I wrote with Chef AJ. The 5th installment is going to come as well. So that's all happening on May 1st. So please come back for that. Until then, you can always get 40% off any of our current ebooks. We have over 1,000 recipes across 30 of our ebooks. Everything is 40% off with code RAWFOOD40. We also have a link in the description box below for our school community where you can join in our live raw food classes. You can watch all the replays, join the monthly challenges, and read the daily posts and connect with others in there. We would love to have you in there. And yeah, there's other links in the description box below for the Amazon store, our meal planning app, and that kind of thing. But yeah, thank you so much. I'm very excited for the bundle coming on May 1st. It's going to be so much fun. But yeah, let's talk about this one. Let's answer this question. This person's asking, Lissa, how do you make it work in any situation? So she's talking about raw. How do I make raw work in any situation? One of the things that I love about myself is that I enjoy the challenge of making it work. So back in the day, I would always shy away from social things. If I was, doing my trying to do raw or trying to eat healthy, I would usually shy away from social gatherings or traveling or whatever it was because I was too scared to think of like what I would do in those situations. I would probably eat the junk or whatever it was. Like I wouldn't be prepared and I wouldn't know what to do. So I was scared of them. I was scared of going anywhere really. And I know I could take my stuff, but back then I was not as prepared. I didn't know what I know now. So I can understand where I was at and I can understand where a lot of people are coming from. It's scary because we're not used to it. We're not good at choosing healthy things in social situations because we don't do it. It's not a normal part of our life. We go to a social situation or we go on vacation or whatever, and we choose usually whatever we want because we use it as a justification or whatever it is. We've got all our reasons as human beings to do the things that we do, but it's not a regular thing. It's not something we do often enough to solidify a habit and get good at choosing healthy in those situations. So whenever I come at a situation, I learned to come at it with a sense of curiosity and saying like, how can I make this work? If you think about it that way, it makes you want to try. It makes you want to like prove it to yourself. Be like, I can do raw in any situation. And then you come back to yourself and you ask yourself, what do I need to do to make it happen? Do I need to prepare something in advance? Do I need to call the restaurant in advance? Do I need to bring certain things with me? Do I need to talk to the host so that they know what I want to eat? Maybe that's part of the thing, right? Looking at how can you make it work? How can you make it work in any situation? That's ultimately how you make it work in any situation, is learning what you can do to make it work. And one of the things is like traveling is a big one because people say, well, when they go traveling, they don't know where to go. There's always a grocery store, usually, for the most part. There's always going to be a grocery store somewhere. They're going to have fresh food. They're going to have fruit and vegetables and things like that. And if we're traveling, Nate and I usually, we do a lot of proactive stuff before we actually even go. We don't wing it. We don't guess. We don't hope that stuff's going to be there, right? When we rely on availability, that's not very reliable. We don't want to rely on hopefully maybe finding something there. We want to do the research before we even get into that situation. How are we going to make it work? Where's the grocery store? What do we need to bring with us on the trip? Do we need to bring extra wraps for us? What restaurants are around? Maybe there's some raw restaurants around. You never know, right? So doing a lot of really good research is going to really help set you up to make it possible in any situation. And obviously, fruits and vegetables are usually pretty available in most areas. Again, I'm not using absolutes because some places are a little more challenging, but in those more challenging places, that's when you have to be extra proactive and take your own food with you if you can. So any situation obviously all the situations are going to be different. All the places you go are going to be different. All the people that you're going to hang out with is going to be different. So you really have to look at each situation individually. You have to ask yourself questions based on what is going to be happening. And one of my most favorite things about this topic is I love watching other people choose raw in challenging situation. And I love choosing raw in a challenging situation. It's very fulfilling. It's very empowering. And something that I really love too is seeing the reactions of people when they see what we brought or what we make or what we did. And a great example is when Nate went to his snowboarding trip and he had a wrap and people were like, "Where did you get that?" And he's like, "Oh, I made it in Vegas and I brought it with me on the plane." So it's cool because people are really intrigued. They're like, "Wow, you took the time to do that." It's very inspiring to them to see that. And you are, planting some seeds of inspiration in them. So potentially they do something in the future to bring their own healthy food somewhere. So yeah, that's one of my favorite things about it is seeing other people succeed doing that and doing it ourselves. I just love, sometimes we'll be like, okay, where do we want to go and what do we want to make in that situation to see if we can do it, right? Like one of the things that we really want to try and do is roll some sushi on a mountain. Like we want to see if we can do it. Why not, right? And I know that's like more of an extreme example, but if we can, I mean, that makes it possible for other people. And that's why standing up and making different choices in front of other people or sharing that with other people gives them the opportunity to do the same. Maybe they had no idea. They're like, "Oh, I never thought you could take sushi up a mountain and roll it up there on a hike," right? It's like, no, we want to show that that's possible. So you can do it, right? Taking our wraps up on the hike is like a super easy thing that we like to do. We've taken salads on hikes as well. We take our big giant salad bowl and we've put it in our backpack, and one of us will carry the bowls and like the rag and the forks and stuff like that. And the other one will carry the salad packed in containers with the dressing. And we did this in Yosemite one time when we went, and we hiked up to the top of this waterfall and we laid out our blanket. We even brought a blanket with us. We laid it out. We had our salad. We'd like dumped the lettuce in there. We poured our dressing over top, and there were so many people up there, and they were like walking around, and some people were like, "Hey, you know what you're doing." And then another person walked by and was like, "Where's the restaurant?" And it was just fun to be able to show people what's possible. And we did that also on top of a hike at Crater Lake as well. And people were like, "Oh, wow, that looks so good." We'll eat our wraps in the parking lot of a trailhead or on a trail. Like when we were in Bryce Canyon, we stopped and we were eating our wraps, and a ranger had been happening to walk by, and he's like, "Whoa, those smell amazing," because you can kind of smell the onion bread of the wrap, and they're just like that is so cool that you brought those and we talked about how we made them and everything. And so many people will walk by when we're doing stuff on the tailgate in our truck and they'll just say like, wow, you guys know what's going on. You know, you're doing it right or whatever. So it's really nice to see other people see that in us and stand up so we can give people the inspiration to do it themselves as well. So ultimately, it really boils down to your why. Why do you want to stay raw in any situation? And if you really want it, you can make it work. Call ahead, plan ahead, schedule your prep in, do what needs to be done to make it work. Make it easy on yourself. A lot of people will look in sometimes and we go on like long road trips or whatever, we go away for like a week and they see the prep beforehand and they're like, wow, that's a lot of prep. But the prep we do beforehand allows us to enjoy our trip a lot more because we're not prepping stuff on the trip. We prep it beforehand and we take it with us and then we just eat our wrap for lunch. Like it's so much easier to prep beforehand and then enjoy the trip with very low amount of prep work, unless we're like chopping things fresh for a salad or whatever. But usually we have all our dressings blended and vacuum sealed. We have our wraps ready to go. We have some that are already rolled, ready to eat for lunch in the truck or whatever it is. We do things in advance to make it easier on our future selves so we can fully enjoy our trip. We can enjoy other people. We can take extra stuff for them as well. It's just so much more fun when you plan. Plan it out, call ahead, see where the grocery stores are, and you can make it work in pretty much any situation if your why is strong enough. That saying, where there's a will, there's a way. There's always going to be a way if you want it bad enough. If you're vegan and you don't want to contribute to animal exploitation, and it's a core value for you, you will find a way not to consume animal products in specific countries where maybe there's a lot of animal products and not as much other things. Obviously, there's going to be other things. There's other things in every country, right? There's always a way to do it. There's always something you can do. There's always a market, a grocery store or something. There's some way that the people living there are getting their food. So find out what that is and get that food for yourself and always plan ahead so you can take what you need to compensate for what you might not be getting over there. Like if you have to take some spices or take some dates or take whatever it is, usually you can take that in your check bag if you're flying or what have you, or drive with it in your truck, bring a cooler, whatever you need to do. It boils down to your why. So ask yourself, why do you want this and how can you make it work? Because I believe in you. I believe you can. So thank you so much for joining me today for this video. We will be back tomorrow for another one. And we will be launching the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle coming on May 1st. So make sure you come back. The link will be in my description box of the videos coming starting on May 1st to May 11th. It only comes once a year. It's different every year. It's brand new content. You're going to love it. So come back. And until then, check out our ebooks. We have 30 right now. Everything is 40% off with code RAWFOOD40. We also have a link to our school community where we do our live raw food classes. We'd love to have you in there. And there's a link to the Amazon store, our meal planning app at rawfoodromance.com, and other things in the description box below. So head on down there and check it out. And we'll see you tomorrow for another video. Until then, I love you and fruit on.